Welcome back to Grandma's YouTube channel, and we are reading a book at the moment. It's Marge in Charge by Isla Fisher, and we finished the first story where the girl whose name is Jemima and the boy whose name is Jake, but she calls her little brother Jakey Pants, had just met Marge for the very first time. So today the story is called Marge at the Birthday Party. Hi, remember me? I'm Jemima Button. I am 7 years old and still the tallest in my class, though Rosie Williams is catching up with me now. It's 9 o'clock on Saturday morning. Jakey and I are downstairs eating eggs and soldiers. I think that's the toast dipping into the egg. Jake is secretly feeding our puppy Archie all the runny yellow part of the egg, which he calls the yuck instead of the yolk. I have finished mine, and now I'm drawing a picture of Granny's tabby cat George. He looks like an old man with a yellow beard. Today I have butterflies in my tummy because Marge, our amazing babysitter, is taking us to Theo's party. Theo is Jake's best friend from school. He has one long eyebrow and always shares his snacks with Jake. Even though I'm very excited to see Marge, I won't know anyone at the party. I will be the oldest child there and probably the only girl. What if no one plays with me? Mummy and Daddy can't come because they have to drive a long way today to visit Auntie Sally. She's had a new little baby. I'd love to meet baby Zara, but I get car sick. Are you two going to be on your best behaviour for Marge today? Asks Daddy. Jake and I share a hidden smile and we nod our heads. We can't promise that Marge will be on her best behaviour. She always seems sensible until Mummy and Daddy leave, and then we end up having so much fun and making up our own rules to add to Mummy's list of rules. Marge is secretly a duchess who used to live in a huge royal palace, but she hung up her tiara to live a life of incredible adventures. Anyway, she couldn't fit all her extraordinary pets into the palace stables. Ding dong! Marge is here. We jump up and run for the door. Jakey beats me there and he pulls it open. Our babysitter smiles from the doorstep. Look, I had a splinter yesterday, cries my little brother. He lifts up his foot for Marge to see the scratch on his heel. Daddy took it out with tweezers and I didn't even cry, he says. I think that's a picture of Jakey just there. Very brave, says Marge, pinching his chubby cheeks. Jake never allows anyone else to do that. Today, Marge looks even smaller than I remembered. Can grown-ups shrink? She's wearing a smart jacket, stripy leggings, and a tall hat to hide her long rainbow hair. Buongiorno, Marge smiles at me. That is how Italians say hello. Jake and I start to giggle. Hello, Jakey replies in his robot voice. Buongiorno. The rules are on the fridge, Mummy tells Marge as she fishes in her handbag for the car keys. Looking at us, she adds, remember to be polite and say please and thank you when Marge takes care of you. Daddy is heading towards the door. Be good, you two. Enjoy the party. Can you see the picture? I think that's Mummy and Daddy about to leave, and there's Marge. There's Jakey showing the splinter, and there's Jemima. I won't know anyone there, I gulp. Parties are a great opportunity to make friends, says Daddy. Take a book to read, Mummy offers, trying to be helpful. I imagine myself sitting reading away from everyone else playing and having fun at the party. Makes me feel sad. Mummy and Daddy give Jake and I both a big kiss. We stand on the doorstep waving them goodbye. As soon as the car disappears, Marge turns to me. Do you see this? She shows me a tiny silver necklace with half a love heart. I hold it in my fingers. There is small writing engraved on it. It reads, "Best friends forever." This is a friendship necklace given to me by Chester. Who is Chester? I ask. Marge settles into Daddy's brown armchair and we come in close to listen to her story. Marge tells the best stories. I met Count Chester, the meerkat, at an amazing party. There were balloon elephants and fire jugglers, and I somehow got stuck in a giant bubble. Count Chester used his tiny claws to poke a Marge-sized hole in the bubble, and he set me free. That's Marge in the bubble. I think that's the meerkat. He poked a hole in there. Jake and I are open-mouthed. We became best friends for life, Marge smiles. Marge slips off her jacket to reveal a black t-shirt with a lightning bolt across the middle and takes off her tall hat and out tumbles a mass of rainbow-coloured hair. Now she is really here. Let's read that list. Hop to it. Marge twirls towards the fridge, her tiny, shiny shoes tapping on the kitchen floor as she whirls. She reminds me of a coloured spinning wheel. Today I can only read upside down, she announces, bending over as she reads. 1. Theo's present is in the top drawer. Please wrap. 2. Party is at 11 o'clock in Heath Park. 3. Only one slice of cake at the party. Marge finds Mummy's fountain pen by the phone. She crosses out only one slice of cake and she writes 9 slices of cake. Yay, yells Jake. Marge is in charge. There she is, crossing out the one slice of cake, writing with her head upside down, and she's putting 9 slices of cake. Pappy would be able to eat 9, I think. Let's not fill up on too much healthy food today. We need to leave plenty of room for cake, Marge says, laughing. Let's get started, she adds. So I show her the drawer with the present. It's a giant plastic water pistol. Ooh, let's open it, Marge suggests, and Jakey grins and claps his hands. I don't think we should, I warn them. Theo won't want a birthday present that's already been played with. Oh no, Marge is already breaking the rules. I feel knots in my belly. I don't want to get in trouble with my mummy. But Marge is holding the box and looking really excited. At the palace, we had an official toy tester whose job it was to make sure all the toys work before they are given as gifts. Today, we can be the toy testers. Fantastico, Jake agrees, nodding. Jake only says fantastico whenever something truly amazing happens, like the time he won a competition for eating the most strawberry shoelace candy. I can't help but smile. Toy testers? I guess that makes sense. Marge has already succeeded in cheering me up. Marge grins and adds a new rule to Mummy's list. Have a water fight before the party. I don't think Mummy will want that. We open the box and fill up the water pistol, but we don't fill it with water, we fill it with apple juice. Because Marge says, then we can take a sip if we get thirsty. Marge puts on her sunglasses. That Marge, she's a lot of fun, but she's a bit crazy. I don't want juice in my eyes, she explains when she puts on her sunglasses. I have very sensitive eyes. At the palace, I used to polish the tiny emeralds and rubies on the Queen's crown because my eyes were able to see even the tiniest flecks of dust. When the apple juice pistol is ready, I want to take a turn first because I am the eldest, but Jakey grabs it from me. Hey, I say, and I snatch it back, and then Jakey gets mad and pulls my hair. Ouch, it really hurts. Mummy normally puts Jakey on timeout when he is naughty, but she isn't here and my eyes begin to fill with tears. Jake, Marge scolds, peering over the top of her sunglasses. Anyone used their arms and legs to get their own way at the palace, they were made to trim all the hedges in His Majesty's gardens with nail scissors. Jake looks surprised. Nail scissors are tiny and hedges are huge, he says. Exactly, says Marge. Please apologise. I'm sorry, Jemima, my little brother says quietly, and would you believe that he gives me a hug? I ruffle his blonde hair affectionately. I can't help it. No matter what my brother does, I love him so much. Then we have the most amazing juice gun fight. Splish goes the juice on my dress. Splash goes the juice on Jakey's jumper. Splosh goes the juice on Marge's smart black shoes. Can you see? There's splodges of juice going everywhere. It looks like Marge is upside down with her feet in the air. We end up wrestling on the carpet and Archie starts chasing his tail and barking. I don't think I have ever laughed so hard in my life. Eventually, Marge decides it's time to get ready and we have to wash our hands and faces because of the apple juice. Now my little brother has 2 rules as well as no broccoli eating or hair washing. Number 1, he won't wear a hat even in the summer. Number 2, he never washes his face ever, ever, ever. But would you believe it, when Marge asks him, he washes his face and he even uses soap. Wow. He looks very pleased with himself as well. Back in the living room, Marge notices the gold shiny wrapping paper for wrapping Theo's birthday present. Ooh, that paper would make lovely party hats, she says. Party hats are incredibly useful. All good party hats end in a cake fight, and party hats will protect our hair. So we make hats, and as we cut and glue, Marge tells us the best story ever. It is about a spectacular cake fight that happened on her last birthday. At the end of the fight, she was covered in a 12-tier pink sponge cake with chocolate mousse icing. Yum. I think I'd like a 12-tier pink sponge cake with chocolate mousse icing. Would you? Maybe we could get Pappy to try and make one. I don't think he could do 12 tiers though. There was cake wedged in the Butler Jones's reading glasses, and I had chocolate mousse up my nose and behind my ears for a week, and all because we didn't have hats, said Marge. I most definitely do not want cake up my nose. I once got a frozen pea stuck up there, and Mummy made me blow my nose until it popped out. It really hurt, said Jemima. Even though Mummy never lets Jakey use the grown-up scissors, Marge does. But she stands by his side the whole time. Jake cuts out 3 crowns from the shining paper very carefully with his tongue poking out. In concentration, and I paste glitter and jewels and beads onto them. Marge ties the hats on with string. We look like 3 glorious kings as we parade around the whole house. I still can't believe that Jake has agreed to wear a hat. As we parade around, Marge sings us a song. Off we go now, hear us sing, wearing crowns we'll visit the king. There they are making their hats and decorating and wearing them. And there's Marge singing her special song. They've all got crowns on. I dance around like a ballerina while Jake follows. He bangs a wooden spoon as loudly as he can on a saucepan. Marge tells us that the last time she was in a royal procession, she was 9 years old. I secretly untied the Grand Duke's bootlaces as he marched across the drawbridge, and he tripped over and landed in the moat. Jakey thinks this is hilarious. I am curious. Was the Duke cross with you? Jemima asks Marge. No, he had a lovely swim with the royal swans. Swans are very snuggly, you know, because of their long necks. I try to picture cuddling a swan and it makes me laugh again. I bet Marge was a very naughty child, like Jakey. At last we come to rest in the living room. What will we wrap? Theo's water pistol in now. Oh, what will we wrap Theo's water pistol in now? I ask. Marge closes her eyes and says in a serious voice, "Hocus pocus, let me focus." Then she reaches into her bag and a long yellow silk scarf appears magically. She ties an enormous bow around Theo's present. "Harry Houdini taught me how to tie a bow like that," Marge says. "Who's Harry Houdini?" Jake and I ask in unison. "The world's greatest magician. He could disappear and reappear from anywhere." "Archie, our puppy, does that at the park," says Jake. There's Jake banging the wooden spoon on the saucepan. We all look at Archie and decide that he must be a magical dog. Marge tips her head upside down and consults Mummy's list again. It says to arrive at the party at 11 o'clock. Jakey and I look up at the clock. The big hand is on the 6 and the little hand is on the 10. I count on my fingers. "Marge, that's in half an hour," I say. "No, that's in 20 hours, Jake says, correcting me. Marge and I exchange a look. Jakey hasn't learnt to tell the time yet, but we don't want to embarrass him. "Let's get dressed," says Marge. All parties have a dress code, usually something very bright and special for birthdays. She leads us upstairs to our bedroom 2 steps at a time. Our puppy Archie chases after us, and Marge explains that the dressing up includes him too. Archie's furry head is cocked to one side. I think he understands some English, but no one except Jakey believes me. Marge is rifling through my closet but pauses to protest. "Dogs love parties and birthday cake as much as people do, although you must always brush their fangs with mint toothpaste afterwards." So we decide on my big green lace dress for Archie to wear. It's too big, but I have to admit the colour really suits him. I put on my best dress. It's bright pink. Grandma loves pink. Jakey lets me dress him in the blazer he got from Granny at Christmas. He even manages to do up both buttons. After we are dressed, Marge tells us that no party is complete without a lot of balloons. Inside Marge's magical bag is a large packet, all in different colours, so we sit in a circle, huffing and puffing and blowing up as many balloons as we can. I choose the blue and red ones, and Jake blows up the yellow and green, and Marge blows up 2 at a time of any colour she can find. After a few minutes, her face is as red as a tomato, and Jakey is panting so much that it makes us laugh. There are all the balloons being blown up. And look, I think that's the puppy dog dressed in his green dress. "Let's let them go," says Marge, watching hers float up to the ceiling. The balloons get bigger and bigger and we blow up more and more. Soon our living room is like a rainbow of bubbles. The ceiling is hidden by all the multicoloured balloons. There are so many balloons, I almost can't see Jakey or Marge. And we'll stop there for today and we'll finish the story and see what happens if they ever get to the party and if the little boy likes the toy that's already been used, wrapped up in a silk scarf. Anyway, I hope they get there and they have a lot of fun at the party. We'll have to wait and see. Thank you for watching Grandma's YouTube. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Bye.